In this video, I'm going to go over 2 cold strategies that are getting us an excellent return on our ad spend, even at a low budget. For those of you guys who watched my video yesterday on the 3 scenarios where I have seen a super low budget, such as a $22 ad spend, work really well in order to attract high ticket clients. And I had a lot of questions of people asking, okay, we get the retargeting, but can you go a little bit more in depth on 1, your power content strategy, and 2, that Instagram DM funnel that you mentioned where some of your students were getting $3 to $5 calls. And so I'm going to actually start with that one. And also for the power content, I actually made a slight change because of a request of a student. And so I'm actually going to go over that too. So I'm going to go over the 2 ways. So way number 1 on Instagram, okay, this is a DM funnel, okay? Now we do this 2 ways, okay? Way number 1 is going to be with a 1-line power offer ad. Now, you guys have seen these ads. They are very plain. They're just a text box that will have a certain offer. Like for instance, if I wanted to say, my $500 funnel will help you book 5 to 10 calls a month. Do you want to see how it works? DM me the word DCA, which by the way, if you DM me DCA on Instagram, DCA, all caps, you will see my actual flow of this, okay? Now this is with a power offer ad. So it is a 1-line ad. And when people DM a word, I'll just use mine as an example, DCA, it then takes them to a messenger flow. Okay. Now you'll see the way that mine is, it has a welcome message and it also has a diagram showing the different results from my students. Like on average, this is how it works. And then I pick up the conversation organically. Okay. And this is me, okay? I'm on DM. So this is the first flow. So we're running ads to a 1-line power offer, asking people to DM us a certain code word that kicks off a messenger flow. And then I pick up the conversation organically, and then I do my thing. I jam with them in Messenger. I give them any resources that I have. I send them to my DCA application. So this is a very successful flow, especially for my students who are needing to validate their power offer. And that is why I always tell you guys, Joel Erway's power offer framework, I always recommend that, okay? So if you're in my $7 program, go to the Get Ready protocol and the offer section. I'll actually throw in Joel's offer for the power offer. If you do not have a link to Joel's power offer training, just comment below this video and I'll make sure that it's hooked up. But Joel's power offer training is one of my favorites when it comes to this. Now, Alex Hormozi also has something that he calls a grand slam offer. You can read his book, $100 Million Offers. He's got a 1-line grand slam offer. Either way, no matter which format you use, you have to be crystal clear. You have to be able to sell people with 1 line, okay? Now, this is something that a lot of people have trouble with, but this 1 line is the key to getting anybody onto a phone. Whether you are selling something to your organic audience, whether you're selling something with paid traffic, it is super important that this 1 line is crystal clear, okay? So that's number 1, okay? The second way that we've been doing it is with a power content video, okay? You guys have been following me for a while. You probably know my power content formula, 3 to 5 minute video, give value, right? And then we usually give something that we call a value bomb, something that is super, super valuable. A lot of my students are actually using past private trainings. They're actually digging into the vault of their paid program and coming up with a value bomb. A lot of people are too afraid to give something that's behind their paid program. I actually love giving students away, like giving students in my $7 program resources from my Lean on Laurel program, because it shows them what it's like to actually work with me. So a lot of my students are taking some of their most valuable resources in their paid program and giving them away as a value bomb. Now, here's the thing. Some of my students are like, Laurel, my audience isn't the type to raise their hand in the comments, okay? And so one of the things that we did was we were like, well, what if we leveraged the same type of funnel that we're using with the power offer with our power content? And so a lot of my students, what they've been doing is when they're launching their power content, they're actually taking a page from this DM funnel. And so instead of people commenting under the video, they're like, hey, if you want my free resource, there's a button below this video. Send me the code word blank, and I will be happy to give you that private training I did with my clients. I will be happy to give you that worksheet that I only give to my private clients. You see what we're doing here? Now, here's the thing. This, if you do the messenger thing, it's a lot more automated. And so for those of you guys who have gotten really busy and you don't really have time to do the 2 steps, but guys, 2 steps are super hot, okay? There is a reason why a lot of people are moving away from the traditional VSL webinar, because think about this, a lot of, like, over the last couple of years, the VSL and the webinar had been a huge thing, right? People were running ads to a webinar. Now, people want to have that conversation a lot quickly. They want to spend time with you to figure out, is this strategy the right thing for me? Is this strategy the right thing for me? And so we're basically sending them a VSL, a training, a valuable cheat sheet, and then we're moving this to a messenger conversation. It's the same thing. We're essentially just moving the VSL or the webinar to the middle of funnel, and we're having the conversation first. So these are the 2 things that my students in my DCA program are having a lot of success with. And so these are $5 ads. These, my students run them. I always recommend them at $10 a day. But I will say this, even if you have a super low budget, my students are booking calls $3, $5, $10 a pop, where industry standard is actually a little bit above $100. And so right now I'm not saying these are going to keep working, but right now, these 2 strategies right here are the most profitable for my students. You know, in the video yesterday, a lot of people were like, oh, you can't do much with a $22 budget. But guys, I have seen these 2 strategies work like wildfire. That's why I call it the Discovery Call Accelerator, because we're getting to the conversations a lot faster. Conversations are the fastest path to cash. And so we're not removing the webinar. We're not removing the VSL. It's just not, my students, most of my students need the cash flow. Okay. They need the cash flow. They need to have conversations. And so when we hide behind a funnel, it prolongs that conversation where my students need money, and they need money now. And so having this conversation with qualified people and then giving them the free training, then giving them the value bomb has been working out really, really well. And so these are the two main strategies that have been working the best right now. Like I said, things change in the social media world. We have to be able to be liquid. We have to be able to move around, right? Like this power content strategy has come a long way. It has evolved. And so that's my job as a strategist, to figure out, okay, how can we evolve these strategies to work with all of the tactics that are hot right now that are working. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this video. If you got a lot of value, do me a favor. Please, please, please leave me a comment. Send me some love. The algorithm loves it. And then when you comment, it throws it in front of more people. And I would truly, truly appreciate it. It is my mission to bring you guys the most budget-friendly strategies while still being realistic. And right now, realistically, these 2 strategies are working like gangbusters. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. If you want to work with me personally, go to addcoachingfor7.com, hop into my $7 program, where you won't only get weekly Q&A plus all my strategies, you'll also get 2 live Zoom coaching calls every single month. Add coaching for